Hey there, cozy babe, and welcome to the coziest, most autumnal corner of the internet. My name is Kloee Taylor, and today we are going to be getting to the bottom of just a little bit of a career check-in. I've been doing some career readings on the channel lately, and many of you have really liked that. So we are going to just be doing a little check-in on that. Now, this reading in particular is going to be a singular pile. I usually mark my readings as like pick a cards if there's going to be multiple piles, but today's reading is going to be short, sweet, and I believe if you clicked on this reading, then this is the reading for you. You are meant to experience or hear something here for you today. So we're just going to be doing a career check-in. Now, before we get into the reading, I do just want to let y'all know that I did a little bit of a mini restock on my website, KhloeNegrete.com. If you would like to book me for a personal or private tarot reading, I have many available. This is more of a mini restock, so there's like limited supply of each one, but there are new readings in stock. So there's most of my readings available, as well as like birth charts, Saturn return readings, year ahead readings. So if you're looking for some extra assistance in my neck of the woods, I would love to help you. I would love to read for you. Check that out, KhloeTaylor.com/shop, or just KhloeTaylor.com, and then you can go to the book now on my website. I would love to read for you. And if you need pay in for my readings, you can do that via PayPal on the website. It'll direct you there. So let's go ahead and get into this reading now. These cards, we're going to talk about them a little bit later. They are part of your reading, but we'll talk about these ones probably at the end of the reading. Let's go ahead and actually see what is going on. What's going on with the career? What has been transpiring? Is that even how you say that word? Transpiring. I just really emphasized the P there. We're going to go ahead and see what has been transpiring, what you've been going through. Now, I am going to be shuffling some reversals into the deck because I think that when it comes to readings like this, it's just so much more accurate to have reversals shuffled in, especially when they come up. It shows us to kind of really pay attention and emphasize that specific sector. So let's see what's going on with your career. Let's get that update for you, bestie. All right, what has been happening? All right, we have Knight of Swords upright, and I do apologize for my lighting situation right now. Not all of my stuff has been unpacked in my new apartment, so I don't have my typical light kit with me right now to excuse me, to be lighting my set properly. So I do apologize if it seems a little dark and strange today. We have the Eight of Swords reversed, the King of Wands, the Five of Cups reversed, and the Ace of Cups reversed. Okay, I was like, girl, there's not even a problem. Why are you here? But there is a little bit. So I love most of the cards that you got reversed, because in the reverse, to me, this would tell me that you've been working on this and things are actually improving. So let's first talk about, though, the Knight of Swords at the heart of your reading. So Knight of Swords, I do feel like you have really charged forth when it comes to your career, whether it has been applying for a lot of jobs, looking for a new career, or even starting your own. I do feel like you have charged full steam ahead with a lot of passion, a lot of creativity, especially seeing the King of Wands here. You maybe have even gone out of your way to apply for like a higher up position, I would say as well. Like, this is definitely something that either you haven't done before or it has more authority to it. And I do feel like you have really been like jonesing for this. This maybe has been something you worked on for a really long time, whether it was like coming up with the initial idea or actually setting the foundation so that you could apply for this kind of position, whether it was going to school, paying your dues in the sense of doing, starting at like the base of a company and working your way up. Obviously, this is a general reading, so I'm trying to really pull the most out of what I'm seeing here for each of you. But I will say the Eight of Swords and the Five of Cups coming up in the reverse, I see this as more of a positive thing, because the Eight of Swords, you have had to work really hard to work on your own limiting beliefs as to why you maybe feel like you don't deserve something. I feel like you have really had to cultivate this mindset for yourself that you are allowed to want more, to desire more. You are allowed. And also, it's like overcoming imposter syndrome almost, where you feel like, oh my gosh, am I actually qualified for this? Can I do this? You have really been doing the work, and I can see that. Now, the Five of Cups coming up reversed, I also feel like you've been feeding your mind the right information, feeding your emotional body the right information, meaning in the past, you would have let like a lot of negative scenarios just play out in your head over and over and over again. And the Five of Cups tells me that you're trying, and it's not about like toxic positivity. I think that sometimes this card in the reverse can bring that up a little bit, where we're not, it's almost like spiritual bypassing or not paying attention to the things that have gone wrong and only paying attention to the good things that we do have. But the funny thing is, I think there's a really fine line, and I think you've executed this super well, because I do think there on some level that can exist where we are not doing the due diligence, but because we have the Eight of Swords here, I think we are. But I think this is more about like, you're just not paying as much attention to the negative thought spirals that you previously would have sent yourself on. You're saying affirmations that make more sense for you. You're deciding to write a new story for yourself and a new chapter, and not basing your present experience on past situations, which is so brave. I just want to like, can we just get a little clap for you? That is so brave. I'm being so serious. That is such a brave thing to do, especially if you've been faced with challenge after challenge. It is so brave to get up and say, you know what, this is not my story. It doesn't have to be my story, and I get to move forward in the way that I choose. So love all of this. Now, the one concerning note that I see here is this Ace of Cups reversed. Did you really think you were going to come to my reading and I was going to tell you that this is okay? This is not okay. This tells me that you are burning the candle at both ends, and you are not taking care of yourself. You are not taking care of your basic needs. You are letting yourself go by the wayside. And it's like you're giving your all to your career or searching for work or whatever, like wherever you are in your career, you're forgetting to take care of you. Okay. You are forgetting at like the foundational level that you need to make sure your needs are met before you can start to give to other. So if this means waking up a little bit earlier in your day so that you can make sure you have a good breakfast in the morning. Okay. It's really important. Really. I mean, obviously like everybody's different. Some people intermittent fast, but like, that's just a suggestion, right? I'm not, even though I am a certified holistic nutritionist, I'm not your nutritionist. So keep that in mind. But with the Ace of Cups, like just take this as like examples. It doesn't have to be like a direct to your lifeline. But what I will say is when I see this, typically it shows up as, it's like you run out the door with a pre-made protein shake and like, you're like, oh, I just basically sipped air and I'm fine. I'm going to run the rest of my day with this. No, you got to wake up and like, take care of yourself, wash your face, brush the teeth, put on something that makes you feel good in the morning. Obviously, I'm a big proponent of like wear pajamas to work, especially if you work from home. If that makes you feel good, do that. Like, don't let anybody on the internet tell you that you need to get dressed in your day to be productive. It's such bullshit. It's such productivity culture, which can become very toxic. If that makes you feel good to get dressed up though, do that. But also make yourself something nourishing in the morning. Don't just accept that you're going to like take a few sips of oxygen and run with that. Your body cannot run on dust. Your body requires more from you. And it's not even just about making sure you have extra time in your morning for yourself. This is also about taking downtime and allowing yourself time where you're not burdened from career, where you're not burdened from thinking about the job market or your job search or how you're going to handle the next tasks that are coming your way. It's actually taking time to unplug. And let me tell you, I am the pot calling the kettle black right now, because I feel like, especially if you're somebody here that's an entrepreneur, we're always thinking about our work. Always. Like if you are like in any way, shape or form, a successful entrepreneur, there is a high chance that you are always thinking about your work. And at some point in the beginning, I think that's really important. Take it from one entrepreneur to another. If you are somebody that's an entrepreneur, at some point in time, working like that is helpful, but at some point you need to learn how to delegate and pass off some of the work, and also literally make hard rules with yourself that say like, hey, on Sundays, I don't do work. On Saturday and Sunday, I don't do work. Or Monday, Tuesday, whatever the days are for you. You have to be giving yourself work-free time where you're not just sitting and thinking about the next idea, the next thing you're going to do, the next sale, the next this, that, and the third. Okay. You have to be taking some time to just like watch some comfort shows and eat some cereal, do some things that make you feel good and like yourself, get in touch with yourself. So I don't like that when I see that. And like I said, I'm really the pot calling the kettle black here. I'm not perfect either. I get it, but it's crucial. And the more that you don't do this, the more your life, it'll start to take over your entire life. And then there will be more problems. So just heed that. Okay, now, I don't know why this card slipped over. We're going to get some practical advice from our Dreams of Gaia deck. This is probably my favorite deck, like, of all time. It's one of those decks that whenever I need some like good medicine, I come to this one. This is such a good one. Dreams of Gaia. Ooh, okay. We've got integrity. Okay. So your integrity cannot be compromised on. Okay, bestie. I feel like when we have our integrity about us, I think honestly, this kind of goes a little hand in hand with that Ace of Cups is what I'm getting. Like it's a similar vein of when you're working from an integral place, you're not just compromising on yourself all the time. It's not, oh, I can do all of these work tasks and then I'll take care of myself. Then I'll relax. Because guess what? Every time you check some of those boxes, new ones appear. You have to start putting yourself in. You have to start having your integrity about you and start scheduling yourself in. Okay, now we have, the 10. Okay, I love the 10 of Earth, especially in this deck. It's so beautiful. The 10 of Earth, girl, you do not need to be worrying about money. Okay, if you're stressed about money right now, I need you to know that the financial wealth is going to come. You're going to be fine. You will not have more things to worry about. The 10 is like not a little money either. It's usually a lot of money that will really help you to sustain. So don't be stressing about money. Then we have the 6 of Fire. The 6 of Fire, it's basically like the 6 of Wands it's basically like the 6 of Wands in typical like traditional tarot. And this is often about being vindicated or being noticed in some way. So I do feel like if something has gone on at work that has made you feel some type of way, or you feel like the underdog because you haven't found that right career for yourself yet, or you haven't made it yet, I do feel like there is success in the pipeline. Like there is success. Oh gosh, there is like such a bigger conversation here that we're not having. And I feel like there is this idea that like we peak at a certain time in our life and like you're only going to be as successful as your biggest peak when it's such bullshit. Pardon my French, but you don't just peak and then you're done. That is such a like Hollywood way of looking at things. You can have multiple points of success in your life. And what if instead of looking at your life as this like mountain upward trajectory, you instead decided to say, you know what, how was today successful? Sometimes just nourishing your body is all the success you need. Like bring it back to the basics is basically what I'm saying. But I do feel like there is some kind of major success coming. And then, oh, look at that. We also have the 4 of Earth, which this card is all about like sustainability and fortifying where you are. So I do think as far as like a future projection, which I feel like is what this really turned into. Originally, I wanted some practical advice, but Spirit is saying this is more about a future projection. This card was more practical advice, but these are really about the future coming. It's really important right now that you work to create sustainability with your career. If there is something that you feel like you can't hold up and do it for the long haul, do not put yourself into it. It's not worth it. Do the things that you know you can do sustainably. Because if you're not going with sustainability as you go, like to me, this is the classic trope of like, oh, I just want to go viral and get really successful if you're like into social media or something, right? Just an example. If you wanted to be really successful in social media, everybody wants to go viral. No, you don't. I promise you. Take it from somebody who's been there, okay? No, you don't want to go viral. It messes up your brain. And I know this from having gone viral multiple times in my life. Like, it does something to your mental health where you don't reach that same high ever again. And you'll start to question all the moves that you're making. It is so much better. And I know from experience, it is so much better to grow sustainably over time instead of having that one viral moment that you think is going to set your whole career up, because the mental implications that come with that are so much more difficult than you could ever imagine if you've never experienced it. And anybody that's ever gone viral will tell you that. Like, I've had other conversations with other people as well. Anybody that has gone viral will tell you the same thing. It is not all it is cracked up to be. And it is so much better to work on that sustainability first. So do what is sustainable. So for example, we're going to go the social media example because that's what I know and it's easy, but take this with anything in your career that you feel like you would need to do for the long term. Let's say you're in social media and you want to start a YouTube channel. Something that you need to know is don't be uploading every single day. That's not sustainable unless you have a team of people helping you with that. It's not sustainable as a one-person show, doing content every single day. Trust me on that. You will burn out. But if you start with maybe 1 to 2 times a week, or even like a couple times a month, just building some sustainability for yourself. Ask yourself, if I got no views, no comments, nobody noticed me for a year, could I still upload 2 times a week for a year with nothing, with no traction? And if the answer is no, YouTube is not the platform for you. Like, I feel like that's the reality of today, is like the likelihood that you'll get 0 comments is, I would say, over the course of a year being consistent, somebody's going to find you. I promise. Like, that I feel like is an inevitable. However, that's what I mean when I say sustainable. Like, you can't do things and just expect like, oh, this, like, don't get caught up in the trap of this is going to go so well instantaneously. And that's how I'm going to build my motivation. When we look for actual sustainability, it's being able to sustain yourself no matter what the landscape looks like. That's what I'm trying to get at. So no matter what kind of career you're in, how are you sustaining yourself for the landscape? That's what I'm saying. Okay, let's keep going. So we also have this Whispers of the Ocean, which I love this deck, and I feel like I don't use it enough. But now in my new office, this sounds so weird because this office is so much smaller than my previous office, but I have such better storage for all of my tarot decks that I can see them all. And I counted them today, y'all. I have exactly 150 tarot decks. And I can see every single one of them. I feel like I forget sometimes which ones I have because I couldn't see them all the way that they were stored before. But now I can actually see everything. And I love this deck. It was a gift from our good friend, Liv Marina. Shout out to her. She has a YouTube channel as well. She reads tarot cards. She's great. Check her out for sure. But this was a gift from her. And it's such a beautiful deck. I love it. So we're just going to get a couple cards for you about career. Love where you are. Ooh, that's such a good message. Okay, let me read it and then I'll try to show it to you a little bit closer. Use your sensitivity to know when to act. Connect with your heart to your head. Connect your heart to your head when determining what you would like. Okay, so it's such a beautiful artwork as well. Love, I don't know why this doesn't want to focus. There we go. Love where you are. This is such hard medicine though, I feel like, because if you're really unhappy with where you are, it's sometimes can be really heartbreaking to sit there and go, I have to love this. I hate where I am right now. And sometimes hating where we are can be like our biggest catapult for changing that. But if you can fall in love with where you are right now and try your best to romanticize it, it will make the process so much easier. Even if you're looking for work, how can you romanticize that? You know, when you wake up in your day, can you make yourself a little nice coffee at home? Take it in your favorite cup, wear your favorite sweater out, you know, sweater weather, depending on what hemisphere you're in. And what state. I feel like some places are still hot, but you know, can you put your favorite sweater on? Can you put your favorite album on? Can you romanticize the experience of going and looking for work? Can you put on your favorite audiobook while you're out doing it? When you're building your career, how can you get your most excited and like most comforted, loving self into that work. That's how you get to the place of loving where you are. If you're in a living situation that makes it hard to do the kind of work you want to do, can you carve out a little sanctuary in a corner in your own room and love that space? Like, that's what I'm getting at. But loving where you are, it can be challenging, but I do feel like it's what begets better things. Okay, then we have distinctive potential, which says rely on your faith and the knowledge that nothing is impossible. Use your determination to hang in there until you realize a goal. I feel like I don't even need to emphasize that. Let me just read that again. Distinctive potential. Rely on your faith and the knowledge that nothing is impossible. Use your determination to hang in there until you realize a goal. I don't even need to say more. It's like the perfect card for this reading. Okay, and lastly, we're going to take a look at those number cards that we had at the beginning of the reading. So these are just like numbers. I did notice that you got a massive plethora of 2s. So I'll show you them, but I just want to say because you got 20, 22, and 2, and then 55. I noticed you got a lot of the number 2. And the number 2, this is all about like financial security. And because the number itself corresponds to the zodiac sign of Taurus, which you could have a major Taurus placement, but not necessarily. Taurus is the sign that governs personal finance. So like personal finance and stability are Taurus's like high notes. So I do feel like this is a sign and an indication that if you've been missing this in your life, it's coming. And 2 is a way that your guides are going to communicate that with you as like a sign. So it could be like through the number 2, 222, 20. I would say like variants of 2. It could even be 2222. Variants of 2 are going to just be on the rise for you. But we have I am harmonious. You relate to others on an almost cosmic level. You are dedicated to building harmonious relationships of all kinds. You have the ability to persuade others to your point of view by using gentle means. So this could be building your own thing or like managing a team. There's something about working on your relationships. And I hate to say it, but I do feel like it is true. When it comes to career, it's always about who you know. Like, even in the field that I'm in, I feel like it is so rare for someone to rise to the top by themselves. It is often about formulating relationships. Networking is huge in social media. And when you're in a career, oftentimes like I hate to say it because it shouldn't work this way, but oftentimes it is the person that gets the promotion that like gels with everybody else. And it's stupid that it works like that, but it does. Okay, then we got 22. You are in possession of incredible creative power, and it is assured that you can achieve anything you wish. I am aligned. Then we have 2. You have great talent for finding solutions. Your intuitive and unbiased nature allow you to see all sides of any situation and advise others towards the most fair and beneficial outcome. I am diplomatic. And then we have 55. I am evolving. Sustainable change is in your future. Embrace the change, a need to overcome your insecurities and let go of your fears. Ooh, I feel like that is a message that needs no extra as well. Like it was just pointed. All right. And that is the reading that I have for you about your career. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you for letting me show up a little chaotic and messy today. I really needed to get this reading out. It just felt correct in my bones. I needed to connect with y'all. I've missed you so much as I've been moving house. I finally am moved out of my house and into my apartment officially. So expect more content very, very soon. And please, if you are looking for a private reading, book me before they get bought up because oftentimes they do. And after this stock, I'm hoping not to restock. The plan is not to restock until after the new year. So this is like your last chance up until the end of the year to get one if you're looking for one. And like I said, you can use PayPal if you'd like to use a Pay in 4 to buy one. And you can also check out my other stuff. I have courses on my website if you would like to buy them, like 3 different ones. All of them super reasonably priced too. Nothing crazy. So I have my 3 courses available, my private readings. If you'd like to follow me around the web, I am at Kloee Taylor on Instagram, on Threads. On TikTok. I was maybe going to start posting more on TikTok, but I'm not sure about it. I did public my account again. So if you'd like to follow me, please do. And I also have my Patreon if you would like to follow me there. I just released a vlog showing off my new apartment. So if you want to see like the wrap up of that, I vlogged actually moving into this apartment. I did a couple of tours actually, one when I had less stuff in here and one when a lot of my stuff was moved in. So if you want to see that, please check out my Patreon, as well as get like a ton of other content. There's like something insane, like over 500 posts on my Patreon now that you get access to as soon as you join. So links for everything down below. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please do not forget, when you stand on your own authenticity, you empower everyone around you to do the same. And I'll talk to you again so soon. Bye.